Hi there, this is David and welcome to the top 10 most overpowered JRPG party members, part 4. Here, we're not going to be looking at main characters at all. We're only going to be looking at characters that join up later but are so good that they actually outshine the main hero himself. And if you missed the first 3 parts, please check out the links in the video description, and let's get started. Number 10, Rain of Tales of Symphonia. In the last video, there was a comment thread about the strongest character in this game, and it really did get me thinking about each character and their roles and how most everybody else is replaceable. If you need a physical fighter, you have Regal, Presea, Lloyd, and Zelos. But what about magical damage? Well, the no-brainer would be to have Genius, but Sheena, Zelos, Colette, and even Rain herself can suffice. But if you need healing, well, you've got to be laser-focused on Rain. Just try beating this game without her. It's near on impossible. Your red mage just can't measure up. However, her being the main healer isn't the only thing that makes her overpowered. Her light damaging spells are top-notch, well up there with her brother in magical damage, and her physical attacks are on par with the lowly likes of Sheena. What I'm really trying to get at here is this. For a game to have 8 party members who are all mix and match, Rain is the only standout staple who should never leave your party. Number 9, Viola of Eternal Sonata. Viola is one of those characters who starts off extremely overpowered, and while other characters do catch up to her by the end with the introduction of harmony chains, that doesn't mean that she's still not really good, especially when she single-handedly is able to carry you through 90% of the game. Normally, characters can only be good at healing or dealing damage. It's always one or the other, but it's never both. Except in her case. Her bows allow her to deal great damage from a distance, and her heal arrow makes Polka completely redundant and unnecessary for half of the game. Add to the fact that she's the second fastest character, and you've got the queen of versatility on your hands. Do you need healing, quick single target damage, or need to attack from a distance because of where the lights and the shadows are? Use Viola. She's always useful. Number 8, Guy of Tales of the Abyss. Does anybody actually use Luke? I certainly don't. He's annoying out of battle, and in battle, he's just far too slow. And that's where Guy steps in. As the only other true physical fighter, he's so much quicker and more effective than Luke because of his great stats and sword techniques, which I believe are even better than the ones that Luke gets. He gets multi-targeting abilities such as Tempest, he can juggle mobs in the air so that they can do nothing to you, and he has just about one of the most broken abilities in the game, Center. While Luke is a better tank than him with higher HP and defense, Guy can heal at will and instantaneously with that skill. I mean, it pretty much makes him invincible because of its spam ability, and you get it really early in the game too. It's almost as if Namco knew that Luke sucked, so they needed to give you a replacement to use instead. Number 7, Silvan of Dragon Quest XI. Don't worry, we'll get to Eric soon enough, but first I want to talk about the guy who I found to be the most useful under every circumstance, not just for boss battles or leveling up. While he is lacking great single-target damage, Silvan takes the cake in versatility. Under normal circumstances, you would probably never see a strictly support character like him in a best characters list, but here, his skills are just broken beyond belief. Very early on in the game, he can single-handedly make both Rab and Serena completely obsolete for just about the rest of the game with his easily gotten and extremely overpowered Hustle Dance, which heals up the entire party for next to nothing. Also, he's got the Oomph line of spells for boosting the party's attack power, and he can inflict status ailments to support Eric's wreckage. Even during randoms, he's useful because of his whips, which can just mow down groups of enemies. He might not be the strongest, but he's the crux of any great team. Number 6, Kai of Suikoden. I recently Let's Played Suikoden on my channel, and while I hesitated to include him because he's only really good when combined with the main character, let me tell you what a godsend your master really is. Upon first look, he's nothing special. He even seems low tier. He has a fixed crap rune which only gives him 50% evasion, And his head is all like discombobulated. I mean, he looks like he got hit by a baseball bat. But his unite attack with the hero is second to none. Here's what happens. Your attack power is added to Kai's, and then you both hit all of the enemies on the screen for the combined damage, with no drawbacks whatsoever. No unbalancing or anything, so it's completely spammable, and it makes random encounters a complete joke from then on. Even though he looks like the mutant from the Goonies, he's still a mainstay in my party. Number 5. Riki of Xenoblade Chronicles. Riki can win by himself! Well, the little bugger isn't joking here. He really actually can. The puffball is crazy strong, boasting the highest HP of the group, along with a plethora of skills covering just about everything that you would ever need. He is a jack of all trades and a master of them all too. I found myself gravitating towards him and then even controlling him pretty much the entire game, because for exploration, healing, and clearing out randoms, there's nothing better than the little hero pawn himself. He especially shines in long boss fights because he specializes in damage over time spells as well as status effects that actually stick. The longer the battle drags on, the more damage he's able to inflict. I found myself wishing that I didn't have to control Shulk for those boss fights because Riki is just that good. Number 4. Cosmos of the Xenosaga series. This android built as a weapon to fight the Gnosis really lives up to her hype. While some other characters in the series, such as Chaos, begin strong in the first game, they peter out towards the end. However, Cosmos remains the powerhouse of the group all throughout the trilogy. It seems that even the developers realize this, because she does leave the group quite often. It's almost as if the designers gave you a crutch character that you could use in a pinch, but they really didn't want you to rely on her power all the time. All of her stats are above average, and she gets multiple attack types like beam and slash. Her HP, defense, and attack power are through the roof. I guess that her only weakness is that she really can't target all the enemies at once, but man, just imagine how broken she would be if she could. Number 3. Hilda of Shadow Hearts from the New World. It's no secret that I'm a fan of this series. I just wish that it continued past the PlayStation 2 era, but I guess I'll just have to enjoy the fantastical alternate realities that we got. One recurring thread in each of the games is that a member of the Valentine family joins up with your party, and they're always pretty much like the best character ever. Hilda continues this trend by being extremely powerful as well as versatile. She can transform into Fat Hilda, where she specializes in attacking, as well as having the best healing spell in the game, or Slim Hilda, where she can one-shot everything in sight with her ridiculously powerful magic. Throw some Warlock earrings onto her, and maybe the Slim Mask if you're facing a boss, and just watch the carnage ensue. Why they would have one person able to do everything so well is beyond me. Number 2. Maria of Star Ocean Till the End of Time. There's pretty much a power trio of characters in this game. Maria, Cliff, and shockingly Pepita. They're all fantastic and super overpowered, especially when compared to someone like Adre. However, Maria is the shining star of the three. The reason for this is because the bitch got a gun, while everybody else is relegated to medieval weaponry. She's the only physical fighter who attacks from a distance by default and deals huge damage while doing so. But if this isn't broken enough, she gets Scatter Beam, which is so overpowered that it can literally kill bosses in under a minute if you put her in close range. Also, her AI is easily the best in the game, always using the most powerful skills constantly, and then when you hit the post-game, you'll grab Energy Burst. She's just the gift that keeps on giving. Number 1. Canopus of Tactics Ogre Let Us Cling Together. Remember how Orlando just wrecked everything in sight in Final Fantasy Tactics? It was just a shame that you had to wait so long for him to join up. Well, here you get your godlike character right at the start of the game. Canopus is a flyer, which is already kind of crazy in a tactical RPG, but if you class change him into an archer, then fly him into the mountaintops, he just rains terror and destruction across the field. An archer's range as well as the bow's attack power is greatly enhanced based upon their height, so you just fly him up to the top of your map, and not only can your opponents never reach him, but he can just pick off whoever he wants one by one, dealing shit tons of damage from his nigh invincible perch. Well, that's it for the top 10 best JRPG party members part 4. Please be on the lookout for part 5, and if you like this video and what I do here on this channel, please consider supporting me on Patreon. The link to it can be found in the video description. This has been David. If you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good day.